Hello, my name is Darya Johnson Marshall, and this is my presentation of my PowerPoint prototype. This is labeled 1 because this is just a block out of the layout of the game. So first we have the school app. After the start page, this will be like the default page that the game will load into, and it is considered page 1. So it lists the available classes, the other apps that can be switched to, and the player stat meters. You click a class to enter it, and you can scroll to view a list of available or unavailable classes. So it'll always provide like where you are as far as how close you are to completing the game, what your current score is going to be, based off of an average of your class scores, completed class scores, um, and your primary interaction will be to tap on the class to open it up. These are the primary variables that are available on this page. So go to the school app, click on a class, and you go to the page 2, which is the classes page. So it'll show the name of the class, the score, icons which represent all of the different skills that are relevant to that class, as well as the level that they are at. And it'll contain a list of all the different tasks that you can complete for this class. Some of them, like this one that has a counter, are study tasks, so they don't have a requirement to begin the task. It just means that this is going to increase this task and or this skill, and this is going to also increase this skill. And it'll cost a certain amount of energy, and it's going to take a certain amount of time for it to complete in order to gather those rewards. This is an in progress class, or in progress task rather, that has a requirement for the skill level. So the skill level for this skill has to be at a certain level in order to begin it, and this one also has to at least be whatever this says it needs to be. It also has a duration. When it is complete, then it will no longer have an energy cost. You can't do it again, as far as study task, and it will present whatever that final score is. This is a list of variables that go along with these tasks in this interface. Clicking on, I want to say the work app is next. We go to the work app. The work app will display available income, daily expenses, and a list of different jobs that can be completed. They all have different pay, and as they are unlocked, the pay will increase as well as like the energy cost. So it just increases that reward challenge. These can be completed over and over and over again, and a counter will be present just to show the player how many times they've done this task. Moving on into the social app. This will display a list of characters that can be spoken to. So these purple ones, dark purple ones, are the ones that are already unlocked and that we've begun talking to. But then there will also be ones that are grayed out or dimmed out that we haven't met yet and don't know and we can't interact with. So they are considered locked. And they can be unlocked through interactions, like with other characters, as well as jobs and maybe even classes. So the player will click on the character once they're in this app in order to talk to them, and they'll be presented with page 2, which is their message board. And so the chat space will list all of their chat history with the character on the left, the player on the right. If you click through, you can get either a static response, which will just be a static response to whatever that player just said, or it'll provide multiple options for replying. And each of these options, input options, will give a different output from the character as well as a different reward that will affect the player's stats. Finally, we have the personal app, which is set up like a Kanban board, like Trello or Asana, and you scroll it horizontally. For page 1, or for that first kind of view, you can see activities and inventory. In the activities list, it's just a list of different activities that can be completed. The primary one is sleep, which has to be completed in order to increment the day and reset energy all the way back up. Other tasks like watch a movie, take a walk, read, meditate, etc., will positively or negatively affect mental health, physical health, energy, money, things like that. Inventory contains a list of things that have already been purchased from the shop, purchased or acquired, and it'll contain the count of those things that you have because they are consumables. Clicking on these will activate them the same as clicking on the activities, and it will decrease the count of this inventory item. It'll also all using any inventory item also affects energy. Scrolling now to the right, you will see shop and settings. So the shop will contain a list of the various different types of items that are in the game, and how much their value is. And settings will list just a couple of things: the day counter, like what day we're at, sound effects, music, and these will be toggles. So you click it to activate and click it to deactivate. And credits, you click to activate and it will expand into a list of contributors. And if you click it again, it will reduce itself again. That is my presentation for my first PowerPoint prototype of College Simulator. Thank you very much for watching. Again, this has been Darya Johnson Marshall, or Darya Talia Games. Thank you.